Hello and welcome to the fourth month of the Prenatal Pilates series with me, Christine from Freedom Physio. This is quite an exciting time in your pregnancy journey because you're officially out of the first trimester and into your second trimester. So I just researched a couple of things that are kind of normal for you to experience in your fourth month or at the beginning of your second trimester. So you might start to actually feel something called a quickening. So like a feeling that's described like butterflies in your tummy, and that's basically just the sensation of your baby moving inside you. Um, you might start to feel a little bit of an increase in energy, which is great, and hopefully the morning sickness should start to subside around about now. Hopefully, you might actually start to show, so you might actually start to see a little belly, and some people actually say that now is a great time to start looking at pregnancy wardrobes. So looking at buying bits and pieces that you can wear to just be more comfortable. At this stage, your baby's eyes actually start to open, and interestingly enough, they start to build up the urge to suck. So that's pretty interesting. All right, so for today's class, guys, we are going to do some really gorgeous movement, and there are no props needed, but you might like to have a pillow nearby just for some of the seated work. All right, so I'll see you guys on the mat. So, welcome. Bring yourself into a seated position on your mat. A lot of you may feel discomfort at the front of your hips or in the lower back in a seated position, so it is generally quite a nice idea to have a pillow underneath you or a wall behind you just to have that support while you're in a seated position. You can see I've got my water bottle right here, so go and grab yourself some water. Just make sure you stay hydrated. Awesome. Okay, so we're going to start today with a little bit of breathing. You're welcome to lie down if you're comfortable with that, but from the second trimester, we're actually not going to be lying on our back, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and place my left hand onto my sternum and right hand down into my lower belly. I'm going to encourage my shoulders to stay super relaxed, and I'm going to start to breathe. As I breathe in, I want to encourage a nice expansion across my tummy. So we're going to expand out to the side, out to the front, out to the side. Yeah. A nice big inhale in through the nose and exhale out the mouth. Inhaling in through the nose and exhaling out the mouth. Taking 4 more rounds of breath like this together. Keeping the jaw soft and relaxed. Encouraging the neck to stay relaxed. And encouraging the shoulders to melt down. We're not forcing the shoulders down, we're just letting them actually relax. Beautiful. Keeping that slow, gentle, rhythmic breath, we're going to take our left hand down to the mat, reach the right arm up, and come into a side bend. So we're still targeting that breath low, but you want to feel the expansion nice and deep over the right side of the lungs. Before we come to the other side, we're going to rotate towards the floor. So you're going to rotate. It's not just my arms, it's my entire torso rotating towards the ground. Right side of the rib cage comes down. And then open up towards the sky. And we take it up, Lengthen through the crown of the head through center and swap. Side bend. Inhale into the side bend and then rotate. The floor just becomes very interesting. And then open up and take it back. Side bend. Softening through the shoulders, rotate. Feel the right side of the lungs, roll forward, roll the right side of the rib cage back, and come up, swap, and down, side bend, inhale, rotate, inhale again if you can, and rotate back up. Okay, last time for the win. I've been teaching now for a really long time, and one thing's for sure is that the older I get, the worse my counting seems to get. So you might get an extra few repetitions in. It's always good for you. And bring it back up. Well done. Now, from here, we're coming into a position called 90-90 in the lower body. So you're going to keep your left shin out in front, but bring your right shin back behind you. Now, a lot of people get a bit of a pinch at the front of the hip. If that's you, then you might just need to point the toes of your back foot towards your bum, okay? That can help, or a pillow underneath your sacrum or underneath your tail. All right, so once you found this position, you want to try and encourage both parts of the pelvis, so both pelvic halves, to be on the floor. Don't worry if that doesn't happen, but that's what you're aiming for. All right, now from here, and you've been here before, we're going to continue a little bit more advanced hip mobility work this time. You're going to place your left hand on the ground. Try not to lean too much into the left though. So place the left hand on the ground, lengthen up through the crown of your head, and you're going to try and lift your right foot off of the ground, right foot and knee. Okay, so we're lifting and lowering. You can see how much I've leaned over to the side. So my aim is to stay on top of myself and lift and lower and lift and lower. If you're feeling pretty good, you can take your hands to your center, to the center of your chest and lower. We're going to go for 4 more. Lift and lower. This really creates a lot of strength around the hip joints. In the stabilizing muscles. Last 3. Can get a little bit spasmy, so if you do get a bit of a spasmy kind of feeling, then you can always just walk it off and come back in when you can. 2. And last one, try and lift and hold. So stay lifted. Now you're going to bring that leg forward. See if you can roll onto both of your sitting bones. See if you can straighten out that leg, bend into the knee, lean back into the left, and take it back, reaching it behind you. I still haven't put that knee on the ground, but I'm opening up the front of my hip. Send it forward. Try and get your bum onto the ground. Reach the leg long, bend, take it back, open. Now just listen to your body here. It's probably a very unfamiliar movement, lots of burns, lots of feelings of intense activation in the hip and in the sides of your body. That's normal. Last 2. Good. Reach and 1. And reach. Great job. Take that foot back, that leg back. Well done. Good job. We're going to take the focus to the front leg now. Yeah? So you've done this before. We're going to try and lift up the front leg and we're going to try and straighten it out in front of us. Okay, so find both sitting bones. Lengthen up nice and tall. You might need your hands, but I'm going to try and go hands free. Try and lift up that front knee and foot. Hold. And then try and straighten the leg like a dart right out in front of you. bend. Think about the inner thigh lifting towards the sky and place it down. Good. Lift. Reach. Try not to lean back too much in the torso. Stay up. Bring it in and down. Good. Lift. Reach. Bring it in and down. Last 4. And lift. Reach. Bring it in. Down. 3. Lift. Reach. Bring it in. And down. Last 2. And lift. Reach. Bring it in. And down. And 1. Lift. Reach. Bring it in. And down. Amazing job. Fantastic work. Let's take it straight over to the other side. So you're going to swap which leg is in front. Okay. So again, do those little changes that you might need. Point the toes of the back foot towards your bum. Grab your pillow. Support yourself. Okay. And then focus on that back leg. So right hand comes down. Stay nice and tall through the chest. And you're going to lift up the back knee. Nice. And lower it down. Good. Lift and lower. We're going to go for about 5 more and then we'll add on. Lift, lower. Feeling the obliques switch on, but you do want to encourage this to be really in the hip. 3 and down. Last 2 and down. Okay, we're going to add on this last one. Lift. You're going to bring that knee in. Let your arms get out the way. Try and reach it forward. Take it up. Back. We're going to go all the way back behind. So you're opening up the hips. Try not to lean too far forward in the torso. Stay up. Squeeze your bum to take the leg back. Bring it in. And reach. Good. Take it back. Open up the hip, squeeze your bum, bring it forward, and reach. Let's try for 4 more. Take it back, open, bring it forward, sit bones, reach. 2 more. Take it back, open the hip, find the glute, take it forward, sit bones, reach. Last time, take it back, open, bring it forward, sit bones, reach, and pop it back down. Great job, guys. Amazing work. So, front leg focus. We ready? Let's go straight into it. If you need your hands, pop them down. Otherwise, you're going hands free and you're lifting up the knee and the foot. You're going to try and straighten it out. Bring it back in. Lower it down. Okay? Try and keep the length through the lower back. I really struggle with that. So keep the length in the torso and then take that leg out and just notice the difference in the core sensation. So we're not going to be working your core in a traditional way in terms of crunches, because obviously that's a contraindication and really big risk factor for separation of the linea alba, that diastasis recti. So we're going to avoid weighted flexion, but this is strengthening your core if you try and keep yourself up tall. Let's go for 2 more. So find stability in the torso. Last one. Reach, bring it in, and back. Amazing, guys. Great job. So I'm going to sit lengthways on my mat now, okay? And I'm going to straighten my legs out in front of me. Again, if you can't get a nice long flat back, then you might sit with a wall behind you. If you do everything that you can't help but round into your spine, then you're going to sit with a wall behind you. If you can straighten out the legs, then definitely do. Lengthen up through the crown of the head. Take a big deep breath in. You're going to lift that left leg 10 times, squeezing the kneecap up. Lift. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other leg. Point the toes, squeeze the kneecap up. 10. As you lift the leg, you want to watch for that. You're not rounding into the spine as it happens. You're staying long. 7, 6, good job. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Place the foot down. Back to the other leg. So we start with the initial leg. We're going to take it out to the side, drawing a little rainbow, and back. Out to the side and back. Staying tall. 8 more. 7. You're going to get a burn at the front of the hips. And contrary to popular belief, yes, our hip flexors usually are tight, but they're usually weak as well. So tight hip flexors, it's a good idea to strengthen the hips at the front. Last 2 and 1. Other leg, sit up tall. All right, and going for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, keep going, 2 and 1. Really great job. Shake out those legs. Now, from here, we're actually going to come into a side kneeling position. So I'm going to lie on my left hand side, on my left forearm to begin with, and I'm going to lengthen my legs long. You guys would have done this in your first trimester video series, so you should be familiar with it. Remember that you're pushing the ground away firmly through that left forearm. Okay, so you're nice and strong through the left forearm, drawing that left shoulder blade down. That's really important that you find active stability through this area. If you lose this, you're just going to be like, what is this all about? Okay, so really keep that strong. All right, pelvis is pointing forward, so squeeze the inner thighs together. Really actively glue them together. Okay, find your tummy, switch it on, but allow yourself to breathe into the belly. So belly expands and contracts. It's not just a constant state of contraction. Take your right hand behind your head, press the ground away through that forearm a little bit more. Just the upper body now, just the rib cage is going to rotate back. As you look back, make sure that your left elbow doesn't just slide forward. You want to keep pushing the floor away, rotating backwards. Inhale here, guys. As you exhale, push the ground away even more through that left forearm and start to rotate your right elbow down towards the back of your palm. Open up, push the ground away. Inhale, look back, keep stable through that bottom shoulder. Don't let it slide forward. Keep the hips pointing forward. Exhale, rotate. This particular exercise is tricky because it looks so simple, but it's really all in the positional awareness. So really try and get your body stable from the waist down. Not going to be moving. Last time. Good, and then bring yourself back. We're going to slide ourselves all the way down, so we're lying on our left forearm. Now we're not going to kill the mouse. Remember from the first trimester, we're lifting our waist away from the ground to create that little bit of space. Place the fingertips of your right hand on the ground in front of you. Point through the toes of your top leg. Lengthen that top leg towards the wall beneath you, and you're going to lift and lower. Lift and lower. Good. As you lower the leg, there's no harm in trying to tap the ground with your big toe. Okay, so you get a little bit more length through the outer hip. But what I do want you to make sure of is that your toes are indeed pointing forwards. If your leg is getting super high, I know that your toes are no longer pointing forwards and you've killed your little church mouse. So don't kill the mouse, people. Keep lifted through the side body. Let's go for 6 more. There goes the counting again. 5, 4, keep the length. 3, last 2, and then keep it lifted. Stay lifted in the leg. Keep your torso really steady. You're going to squeeze the bum of the top leg, so really squeeze into that top glute, and then reach it forward without letting the torso change position. So reach the leg back, reach the leg forward. As you send that leg back, you're opening up the hip, but you're not letting your lower back arch. As you go forward, you're not letting your spine round, you're thinking about your spine getting even longer. Let's go 4 and 3. You can see that I struggle with these. 2 and last one. Send it back. You're going to allow the big toe of the back foot or that top foot to touch the mat. Okay? From here, we're going to draw a rainbow. Take your leg up and forward. Tap the mat in front or the floor in front. Take it up and back. You're keeping everything else super stable. Forward, up, and back. 4 more. Up and forward and up and back. Last 3. Up and forward, up. Big toe touches each time, so you'll feel your femur rotate as you take the leg forward. Last time. Up and back, up and forward. Now let's place that top foot on the ground. Whew, thank goodness. So place that top foot on the ground. It doesn't have to be perfectly placed, but just get a grip of the floor. You're going to take the focus to your inner thigh of your bottom leg. Okay, so pelvis stays nice and steady. You're going to lift up and lower. Lift and lower. Remember, you're not killing the mouse, so keep the waist off of the ground. Lift and lower. Now, if this positioning of the foot or the leg is uncomfortable for you, you can always bring that knee to the ground and you'll get the same kind of sensation. You might even get a nice stretch of the outer thigh. Just watch that you don't sink the waist into the floor here. 6 to go. And 5. If your mat's pretty thin, you might feel that bottom hip dig into the ground, so you could always just put a pillow underneath you. Last 4 and 3. Keep lengthening as you lift the foot, as you lift the leg. 2. Here we go for the last one. Hold it up, lift the waist, lengthen through that bottom leg a little bit more, and you're going to pulse the top range. Pulse up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Think big toe leading the way. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take it down. Well done. Bend into both knees. Bring the knees to a 90-degree angle, and you're going to stretch your arms out long in front, kind of as if you were diving into a swimming pool. Now, if your head feels like it's really hanging here, then you just grab a pillow and prop your head up. Okay, but if your head is able to reach the floor nicely, then you can just keep it on the ground. All right, from here, stretch your right arm forward over your left and draw a rainbow up, 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 and behind you if you've got the space. Keep the knees together and take that top arm back, opening up the chest. I'm going to keep my elbow bent here, but you're welcome to open the shoulder and open up the arm. Take one big deep breath here. Make sure you're not arching into the lower back. And then draw the rainbow back the way you came, coming up and forward. Good. Press yourself up. And we're going to go and repeat that all on the other side. All right, so coming down. First, we're on the forearm, yeah? So first, we're on the forearm. Remember, pressing the ground away and squeezing that right shoulder blade down. So that's really where the work is. Squeeze your legs together. So you're really actively gluing them on top of one another. and your feet are nice and active. Take your left hand behind your head, press the ground away a little bit more through that right forearm. Remember, you're keeping the hips pointing forwards. Lean back, rotate back. Don't let that right shoulder slide forward though. Stay open, stay open, stay open. Inhale. Exhale. Keep pushing the floor away through the right forearm as you rotate down. Push the floor away, push the floor away, push the floor away. Inhale again here. Good. Open up, open up, open up. Rotate. And close it down. Nice big click for me there. 2 more times. Open up. Remember, don't let that bottom shoulder slide forward as you rotate back. Keep pushing the floor away. Imagine a candle burning underneath that right armpit, and the candle is getting hotter and hotter and hotter. Very nice. Come back to center, and you're going to allow yourself to lower down. So you're lying all the way down on that right side. Good. All right. Don't kill the church mouse, people. Pop that left hand out in front of you. Nice and strong through the tummy, but you're breathing, allowing the belly to expand. Okay, so don't really restrict your inhale. Point through the toes of the top foot, and you're going to lift and lower. So every time you lift, you want to think about lengthening as well. Lift and lengthen. Lift and lengthen. Good. Let's go for 8 more. And 7. Every time you lift, you're checking in that you're not dipping down into the waist. And 5. 4. 3. Neck is free here. No, don't hike those shoulders up. I see it all the time. 2. Last time. Good. Now from here, you're going to send your top leg back. Keep the height of the legs. You don't want it to start kind of veering towards the floor. Keep the height, open up the hips, squeeze the glute. And then send the leg forward, engaging into the tummy. And pull back. And inhale, send it forward. Very nice. Let's go for 6 more. 5. Find your tummy. 4. And 3. Using your top hand for stability. 2. And 1. You're going to send the leg back. Allow the big toe to tap the floor behind you. You'll feel a little bit of a stretch over the hip. Don't let the lower back arch though, people. Keep the ribs closed, okay? You're going to take the leg up, draw your rainbow, and then tap the mat in front. Take it up and back. Tap the mat, up and forward. Find the rainbow. Good. Take your time. You know, the movement will become smooth. But initially it might feel a little bit strange. You might feel like, where is the floor? Yeah. Last 3. And 2. And 1. And then you're going to take that top leg, pop the foot down onto the mat. Nice. All right, from here, focusing on the bottom leg. And remember, if this is not comfortable for you, you can always take your knee to the ground. Just make sure that you don't roll too far forwards. You're keeping the pelvis relatively neutral. And you're going to lift and lower. Lift, lengthen, lower. And then just check in with your little space that you created underneath your waist. And when that leg lifts, just be sure that you're not crushing down on that space. You can do exactly what I'm doing here. Put your fingertips underneath the waist there and just make sure that you're not coming down onto it there. Let's go for 6. Very nice. 5. Keep the big toe leading the way to the sky. 4. Inner thigh shining up towards the ceiling. 4. 3. You're almost there. You just got pulses at the end. 2. Last one, lift and hold. Lengthen, really lengthen, point through the toes and pulse it up. 10. 9. Relax the shoulders. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. Keep going. 3, 2, 1. And release it down. Amazing job, guys. Well done. So bend into both knees. Reach your arms out in front, kind of like you're diving into a swimming pool. And we're going to draw that rainbow shape and hold our arms open. So stretch that left arm over in front of the right. Take it up, take it up, take it up. Bend into that left elbow. And just take a few breaths here. Let's take 2 more breaths. And last one. And we're going to draw the rainbow to bring ourselves home. Press yourself up. Great job. Okay, grab a drink of water and then we'll come into the next exercise straight away. All right, guys, straight into the next exercise. So we're going to come into it's not lying down, but basically almost as if you were at the beach. So you're on your forearms, you're squeezing your shoulder blades together so you get a nice length across the collarbones. And you're just going to round into the lower back ever so slightly. So I don't want my lower back to be falling that forwards. I want my lower back to be snuggled down towards the ground. Okay, keep pushing the floor away, keep lengthening through the crown of your head, and you're not looking at the ceiling, you're looking down towards your pubic bone. You're going to take one leg into tabletop, other leg into tabletop, and we're going to hold this position and breathe. So as I breathe, I want to feel my belly expand. I want to feel it contract. Feel the expansion. Feel the contraction. And you might just stick with that. You might just like to stick with that breathing if that feels nice and good. Otherwise, from here, I'm going to flex into my feet. Take an inhale. And as I exhale, I'm going to stretch one leg forward. And then bring it back. Now, the depth of how low I let my leg go is going to depend on how I feel. So if I'm feeling strong, my leg might go a little bit lower. If I'm feeling like it's a bit too much on my tummy and on my lower back, I'm going to send my leg a little bit higher. So you need to pick, you need to find that sweet spot that's going to work for you. Inhaling, exhaling to reach. Now imagine you are pushing the wall away. So when you stretch the leg forward, imagine you're actively pushing something away from you. Last 4. And 3. And 2. The breath is really important, guys. And last time. Pop your feet onto the floor, and if it feels good, you're going to let the knees windscreen wipe from side to side. Now the next exercise is a little bit more difficult, so if it feels like one step too far for you, then you're just going to stick with what we've just done. But again, press the ground away, round into the lower back, one leg up, other leg up. Now I'm going to glue my heels together, let my knees go east and west, and my toes are far apart. I'm going to inhale, let the belly expand, and on my exhale, both legs go up at a diagonal, like a mountain slope. Inhale. Exhale, pushing up and forward. Inhale. Big, broad inhale. Feel the ribs expand east and west on that breath in. Last 3. Squeeze the inner thighs. And 2. And in. Last time. And bring it in. Place the feet down, and we're going to turn onto all fours. Well done. So your hands are underneath your shoulders, your knees are underneath your hips. We're going to stretch our right leg long back behind us, point through the toes, and we're going to start to lift and lower the leg. Now you've just activated into your core, and I want you to try and find that feeling of core sensation here. When we lift, we don't want to let go of the core, right? You see that subtle difference. My lower back is lazy there, and now I'm supporting myself, okay? 5 and 4. You're pressing the ground away. That little heat of the imaginary candle is now between your 2 hands. 2. Last one, lift and hold. Flex into the foot, bend the knee. You're going to pulse up. 10, 9, you're going higher, so don't let the knee drop down too low. You're going up, that top range. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. From here, straighten out the leg and bend. You want to keep the leg at a constant height. So what I mean by that is I'm not letting my knee go up and down. I'm going to keep my knee at a constant height. Straighten it, bend. Straighten, bend. So it's almost as if your thigh was resting on a table. 4, 3, keep going. 2 and 1. Bring it back. Very nice. Lower that knee down. Straight over to the other side we go. Right leg long. Find your lower back positioning and lift it up. We're going to take it down and up. Down and up. Going for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, last 2, 1. Lift, keep that height, flex into the foot, bend the knee. You're going to pulse that top range for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep that constant height. Point the toe, reach, bend. Reach, bend. Good. Going for 8, 7, 6. Breathing for 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1, and take it down. Well done. From here, we're going to play around with a little bit of pushing. So I'm going to start with an easier variation, and then I'm going to give you a little bit of a more challenging one. Now, from this position here, we're going to send ourselves forward into half plank, and I'm going to squeeze my bum, okay? So I've got my line from my ear to my shoulder to my hip to my knee. I'm not letting my lower back arch on me, okay? From there, I'm going to bend my elbows back, Yeah, you let your chest touch the ground. You're not letting your tummy come to the floor. And then slowly press back up. Inhale, bringing the sternum towards the floor. And press back up. Inhale, sternum towards the floor. Exhale back up. Last time, inhale, sternum to floor. Press back up. And then take a shell stretch. So open the knees, untuck the toes if they were tucked, and bring yourself back. Well done. Take 2 more breaths here. And then we're going to come forward onto our forearms. So whenever we're on our forearms, you always want to make sure that you're never more than a forearm's distance apart with the elbows. Too wide is bad for the shoulders, okay? So you get your distance and then interlace your fingers. You can even bring the elbows a little bit narrower once you've done that. Press the mat away. You can round into your spine, tuck your toes under. A little bit of almost like a plank-like sensation coming your way now. So press the floor away through the elbows, tuck the toes under. Inhale here and exhale, lift the knees. Holding for 10, 9, keep breathing. Big belly breaths. Feel the lower back expand when you breathe in, feel the ribs expand left and right. 3, 2, 1. Lower the knees down. You can keep the toes tucked under or you can untuck them and just send yourself back into a brief shell. I'm actually going to keep my hands interlaced. Let's go back into that position again. Bringing yourself forward. Get your elbows a little bit narrower. Press the ground away. Toes are tucked under. Inhale. Exhale, lift. Holding for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the knees down. And again, untuck the toes, or you're welcome to keep them tucked if you like, and send yourself back into a shell. Breathing into the sides of the lungs. And bring yourself all the way up. Well done. Okay, you have one last exercise to do, and it is in standing. So we bring ourselves up. You may need something to hold on to for balance here. So if you feel like you do, please go ahead and grab a chair if your balance isn't the best. All right, so we're going to go ahead and lean our weight into our right leg. And I'm going to take my left foot off of the floor. Now I want you to imagine that you're the center point of a compass. You've got north in front of you. You've got south behind you. Okay, you've got east. You've got west. Okay? With those points in mind, you're going to try and use your free leg, your free foot. By bending into that stabilizing knee, you're going to reach for the 4 points. So I'm going to tap forward. Woo-hoo, balance is all funky today. Let's try that one more time. Tap forward. Tap to the side. Your knee is always going over your second toe. Tap the back. Good. And we go across to tap the opposite side. Good. Reach it forward. Bend into the knee. Out to the side. Don't let the knee cave in. Yeah, keeping it always moving away from the big toe. Reach it back. Good. If you had more space than me, you'd be reaching further behind you. Stretch. One more time on this leg. Now you could keep going if you felt like you needed more. Nice. So this creates a lot of stability in the foot and in the hips. Also for the knees. Reach it back. Good job. Bring yourself up and shake it out. Well done. Straight over to the other side. All right, so leaning into your left knee. You're going to bend into the left knee. Reach that right foot forward. Bring it up. Out to the side. And up. I should have stood a little bit further forward for this. Reach it back. To the side. I'm going to step a smidge further forward. Okay. And reach. And reach. Good. So this exercise is a common rehabilitation exercise used in physiotherapy and sports therapy for ankle, knee, and hip injuries. The STAR Excursion Balance Test. Good job. Shake it out. We're going to repeat that all over again on each side, and then you're done. Okay, ready? So back to the right foot. Take a breath in. Left leg lifts. And we're going to reach forward. Nice. Out to the side. And back. And over to the opposite side. Crossing behind. Nice. And reach. Forwards. Good. Now, I should say this. If you're on a really thick mat, balance can be really tricky. So you're welcome to stand on the floor for all of these things, the balance things. Last time on this side. Almost lost it. And here we go. Brilliant. Shake it out. You're almost there, guys. You're almost there. Last side. Okay. Soft bend into the stabilizing leg and take it forward. So hopefully now that you're feeling a little bit warm, you'll be able to get a little bit further. Remember, your heel is staying on the floor. Keep going. You can see I've got my focused face on. Almost lost it. Heel lifted there. Last time, guys. It's a great way to strengthen the legs. And here we go. And that's it, guys. Take both feet to the ground. Shake it out. And let's go ahead and take one last breath in together. Reach the arms up. Interlace the thumbs and stretch. Exhale, take the arms out and around. I'd like to thank you. And I'd like to thank your little one for joining me today. Feel free to do this exercise, this plan more than once, So you could do it once a week, and you can still obviously continue to do standing and side lying exercises from your first trimester's workout, but from here on out, we're not going to be lying on our back. So thank you so much for joining, and I'll see you again next time. Bye.